Friday's edition of the Global Drumbeat. It's Caribbean Runnings. And today we are so happy to have joining us Kamila McDonald. Kamila is an entrepreneur, certified personal trainer, sports nutritionist, TV reporter, and has struggled with her weight and is now committed to motivating and inspiring others to experience the quality of life through healthy living. Welcome to Caribbean Runnings, Kamila.
Thank you so much. It is a pleasure to be here. Thank you for having me.
Thank you for joining us. I love the fact that you've been in journalism and now you've taken that and transitioned into another career as a sports nutritionist. How did that happen? How did that come about?
It was one of those transitions and journeys that really I kind of stumbled upon, to be honest. And so, as you mentioned, I was trained as a journalist and, did my undergraduate degree in communications, and then I went on to get my master's in journalism. And it was during college that I gained, the typical freshman 15, which became the freshman 30, and then the weight packed on and on and on. And, I always tell everybody that before leaving, Jamaica, where I was born and raised, I left at about 18 years old. I was just full of life and energy and passion and vigor and, excited about life. And, as the weight packed on, so did, all of these body image issues and insecurities and, I struggle with that eating disorder that I speak very openly about. And, I definitely became a different person, very uncomfortable in my own skin. And so when I once and for all, decided to change my life, it was a journey that I shared very openly and realized that so many people, especially women, were struggling with many of the issues that I was. And so, out of nowhere came an opportunity to be able to merge my passion for journalism and being able to tell, a story effectively and, really touch and impact people with my passion and my newfound passion for health and fitness and, being a part of somebody else's journey. And so, since then, it's been a beautiful experience being able to merge those two passions. And that's kind of where it all began.
Wow, wonderful. You now are going to be coming to Atlanta tomorrow to do a stop for your Camp Kamila live tour. Talk to me about that and what happens at a Camp Kamila live tour.
Live tour. Okay, so as I mentioned, Camp Kamila, was born just, out of sharing very authentically what I was going through and connecting, more importantly, with women who, kind of shared a similar journey. As you know, being healthy for anyone, even if you are fit, it's difficult. It's difficult to commit and to sacrifice and to, prioritize your health and your fitness in a time where life is running at 1,000,000 miles per minute, And so as I shared online, just with technological advances and being able to have platforms such as social media where, you're interacting and engaging with people from all over the world, I slowly started to see the demand, come and span outside of Jamaica. And so in 2015, I made my first debut in the North American market with Camp Kamila, which really was kind of a compilation in a 3-hour, motivational experience, just kind of structuring all of what I had learned, nutrition-wise, the most effective exercises to lose fat and to burn calories and how to eat and how to fit it all in and how to, create a schedule that you can actually commit to, how, connecting with other women who are struggling with some of the same things. And so that's what this is all about. It's a 1-hour high-intense class for all fitness levels. and it really is just a feel-good experience. It's a chance for you to, give to your body the love that you so freely give to everybody else. A chance for you to just kind of tune out and feel what it feels like to just sweat and, have those endorphins released as you're listening to, some sweet reggae music and, just the dancehall and the soca, and the energy is always just so crazy and amazing. I mean, after one of my fitness classes, everybody just is, the mood is just so heightened and, just incredible. And so after that, we sit down and we speak in detail about, how do you eat? How do you eat for health? What are some of the ingredients that you need to be completely cutting out that could be sabotaging your goals right now, and you don't even realize it?
Well, on that note, what is if you had one piece of advice on food and nutrition, what would be the one thing you would say?
One thing. Okay, so that's tough because there are so many things and it's such a complex. But I would say don't get so caught up with counting calories, right? This is a big one because oftentimes we get so bogged down with, how many grams of this and how much does that weigh and how many macros, when really we should be eating for our health, because when we do that, then the weight loss is an incredible side effect, but it doesn't have to be the focus. And so instead what we should focus on is making alkaline decisions and really understanding what foods create an acidic buildup inside, which, ends up leading to inflammation, which is the root cause of all diseases. And so when we understand that anything high in sugar, for example, is very acidic, when we understand that meat and dairy, they're very acidic, and so even if you're not wanting to become a vegetarian or a vegan, which is completely fine, just kind of being conscious about it and eating those things in moderation, understanding that coffee, for example, something that I love very much, is also something that we have to moderate and, and not have it so often. There's some people who have 4 cups of coffee a day. All of these things are very acidic.
I am coffee junkie. I confess.
Yes.
I confess my sins.
Exactly. And these are some of the things that we share, and we share it openly, and together. There's a very togetherness, within Camp Kamila, because, I'm not standing up there as if I am this, person who has it all together either. It's a journey for all of us. It's tough, to make these decisions, but guess what? This is our one life that we have. We don't get to live this life over. And, the kind of joy that I have experienced since changing my life, it's like I just want to scream it out to the world and share it as much as possible. And that's what Camp Kamila is all about. It's more a sharing and, just kind of like a decision to say, I'm going to take my life and my health in my own hands. And when I do that, losing weight is inevitable. It will happen, and it will happen when it should. And that we can't expect to lose the weight that we gained overnight because it didn't come on overnight, And so when we shift our focus and focus on making healthier decisions, and really understanding what that means, then that part of it will come.
Very true. That is very true. I am a fluffy girl, and
okay.
but over the last year or so, I have lost some weight, and people notice it. And they say, well, what are you doing? And I'm like, well, I'm not really doing anything. I've just been more conscious of food choices. So you're correct. Absolutely, it works.
Yes.
So this Kamila Live Tour is happening on September 30th. That's tomorrow, Saturday, September 30th in Atlanta at the Evergreen Marriott Conference Center in Stone Mountain. That's 4021 Lakewood Drive in Stone Mountain, Georgia, 30083. It's from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And for more information, the phone number is 678-856-7214 or ms.fetness@gmail. That's M as in Mary, S as in Sam, dot, F as in Frank, ETNESS @gmail.com. And you can also go to Camp Kamila, that's K-A-M-P, Kamila, K-A-M-I-L-A, fitness.com for more information on registering. And one last question before you go. You said this was for all fitness levels, so
Absolutely.
okay, that's
In
wonderful.
fact, I want to emphasize that point. It is for all. When we hear intense fitness class or we hear, a 1-hour sweat session, people who have not exercised in years or months or, they get a little intimidated. And so I want to encourage everyone to come out regardless of what your fitness level is like, and remind people that, at my heaviest I was 184 pounds. And so I'm coming at you from a place of knowing and not just, looking on, with expectations. And, I know it's tough when you are overweight and you can't do, high impact workouts or whatever it is for your knees. And, so there are always alternatives. And this is one of the things I really strongly believe in. There is always a solution to any of the challenges that we face, and, including our workouts. So regardless of what your fitness level is, just please come on out. We'll be focusing on, doing routines that you can do right at your own home. So, I know for a lot of people who are just starting their journey, that's a very big thing for them as well. Going to the gym and feeling a little self-conscious. And, so sometimes it's nice to be able to kind of get your journey started right, in the comfort of your own home,
right,
without having anybody looking at you or feeling like you're being judged anyway. And, so, this Camp Kamila experience is coming from a place of love and coming from a place of acceptance and no judgment. And, just as long as you have an open and a ready mind, open to receive all that was meant for you, because I don't believe anything happens by chance. And I know anybody that's listening, that's deciding to come out, there's a reason why you are tuning in right now. And, I would just encourage you to come out and let's spend a life-changing day together.
Well, thank you so much. Very well said. I love the fact that you point out, you had your own weight challenges. So I think that's important for people to know, because sometimes you go to a gym and someone's really, really thin and you're just wondering, well, can you relate to my situation? So I think that's really important. Thank you so much for coming on Caribbean Runnings. Again, that's the Camp Kamila Live Tour taking place tomorrow in Atlanta, September 30th at the Evergreen Marriott Conference Center in Stone Mountain from 9 a.m. to 12 p.m. And people, don't be coming on Caribbean time, all right? It's at 9 a.m., all right?
Tell them for me.
Gonna have to wake up on time.
Wake up.
All right. Kamila,
wake up your body.
Thank you so much for joining us.
You're most welcome. Thank you so much for having me. And will you be there? Will we be seeing you?
I am definitely going to try and get out there. Now, the 9 a.m. thing, but I know
about
me.
You don't know about it.
I'm going to try.
Try, man. Try and come out.
All right. Thank you so much, Kamila.
Enough love, sis. Thank you so much for having me.
Okay. Take care.
All
Bye-bye.
right. Yeah, man. Take care.